Welcome to all the Pisceans. Welcome to your monthly horoscope for June. Already June for 2013. What is going to happen in June? Well, I think it's going to be a month where a lot is happening and quite dynamic because there's a T square going on, and it's the Pluto-Uranus square again, and triggered by two faster planets, Venus and Mercury. And all this is happening in your fifth house, the fifth and the second and the 11th. Now, a bit less technical now. What is this all about? Well, Pluto and Uranus, these are two planets that have the, that give us the opportunity to unchain ourselves, that give us the opportunity to stand up for ourselves again and demand what is ever taken from us. Doesn't matter what, could be small, could be big. And so this square is going on for quite a while and will go on for quite a while, but it's always on the background. And when faster planets trigger it, it's prominent for more people on an individual level. So that's why I think June is going to be a month where a lot happens for many people. So yes, what are the planets now that are going to meet that flavor of I want to change, I want to transform, I want to liberate myself and to be more true to myself? That's in a nutshell. And that is going on with Mercury and Venus. And Mercury is the ruler. Mercury is the ruler of your seventh house, so it's the significant other person in your life. So, and this planet is in your fifth house, opposing Pluto and squaring Uranus. What does it mean? The fifth house, in a very, very general explanation, it is self-expression. It is how you express yourself. It is how you want other people. Now, it is how you shine, actually. And with having Mercury there, it's about that other person. Something is going on with that other person for sure. Now, let's start with if you don't have a relationship. I'm not going to focus on the other areas that the fifth house has to deal with as well. Very shortly, maybe it's about children. So if you have children, it could have to do with children as well, that maybe they are going to rebel a little bit and they want to unchain themselves. Could be the case. But for many people, I think it's going to be, has to do with self-expression, you know, on any level, work or, but for most, I think relationship, because the ruler of that seventh house is in that fifth house. So let's say you don't have a relationship. This is a very, very exciting time, I think. There's opportunity enough to meet someone, to bump into someone. Well, not just someone. I think someone you will never ever forget. Whether you have a relationship with him or her a day or 10 years. Because of this, it's Pluto-Uranus. So you will attract people that are Pluto-Uranus-like, that have that in their natal charts, and that have that in them, that sense of transforming, that sense of freeing up, and that sense of not wanting to give power away. So very exciting to meet a person like that, and of course that reflects you as well. So, and especially if you haven't been having a relationship for many, many years, you could be really, really bombarded by all this intensity and also excitement at the same time, because it's not only Mercury, it's also Venus. After Mercury, it's Venus that opposes Pluto and that squares up to Uranus. And it has to do with your value system. It has to do with your self-confidence. It has to do with your aspirations. So it could really be a time, so open up your eyes. It could really be a time that someone can really put a mirror in front of you and you change drastically because of that. Because it's in a square, The only danger is that you get a little bit obsessed with that, especially with that Mercury opposing Pluto. It's a bit obsessive. The positive thing is passion, intensity, and so you could have with a new relationship, or this new person could be very intense, but at the same time also very free. It's a great mixture, intensity and freedom, to have that in a relationship. So it could be that case. But on the other hand, if you want it too much, and so when it comes a bit of an obsession, then you will never have it. So bear that in mind. For people who have a relationship, let's say the people who have a good relationship, relatively good relationship, or a good relationship, I think it won't be the same this month. Something is shifting, and the more you are open to that, the better. But it's a square, so you're probably not going to be too open to that. And it can be a very little thing. Probably, I think it's the other person that wants to free himself or herself a little bit more because of, I don't know, it could be anything. So that they demand a bit more of their freedom and a bit more of the ability to express themselves, and for you to express yourself as well. So that is only a good thing if you are open to that, and if you're not much like the Cancerian, the attachment, the too much attachment of the Cancer sign. So Cancer is having a bit of a hard time, especially with that Pluto opposing to its sign. And when you're having a really, really, really bad relationship, it could be the time to break up, or you could meet someone else, again, who's got this mixture of Pluto-Uranus in them, and who can give you a little bit of a push because you feel drawn to them to be courageous enough to choose for yourself and to end the relationship that you have been wanting to end maybe for a long time. So really interesting stuff for the Pisceans, I think, especially for those who have a rising sign in Pisces. Now, all of that I think is very positive, because there is also a trine in the water signs, which gives emotional support in general anyway. So Neptune in your sign being, having the ideals and having the fate, and then Saturn in the ninth, having those grounded higher connections, whether it is God or with the cosmos, if you like. So very, very interesting. And at the end of the month, is it the 25th? I'm not really into detail today. So, but you're Piscean, that doesn't matter, does it? I think the 25th, the end of the month anyway, your ruler, Jupiter, shifts into Cancer, which is really good. It's in its exaltation, so it likes to be there, and it fits in very well, I think, with whatever happens during June. At the end of the month, you feel better. That's a good end scenario, and I think because you will have been able to express yourself better, and you actually, but that's for a longer term. With Jupiter in the 5th, you can become, or maybe you are already, but you can become a good teacher, because Jupiter likes to teach, and especially in the 5th house. Actually, it's also a house of expressing oneself through the teachings. So I wish you all the best, you Pisceans. If you want a private reading, if you want the reading of your personal chart, please get in touch. I wish you all the best, and see you next month. Bye bye.